am. I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
And this is Tenacious Recovery. You got to be tenacious about your recovery if you want to stay sober. Gives me great joy to introduce my friend from the West Coast, Severn Lang. Say hi, brother.
What's going on, my friends?
All right. Good, good. Glad you could make it in. I know you traveled 3,000 miles. We love to hear your story. We love it.
I'm just glad to make it in and make this happen because it's been on my to-do list.
I mean,
That's
I'm
great.
so grateful whenever we have a guest that I've never met before.
Oh, yeah.
Like a stranger showed up, liked our podcast, was able to come on.
Right.
Like it touched him enough that he was like, I'll do your podcast. Like to me, that means the world, dude. So thank you so
No,
much.
seriously.
Definitely.
You guys are impacting the world, so I just had to reach out. And it's just so happens like, hey, if you're ever in Philly, I'm like, actually,
I am in Philly.
I'm going
got
to be.
lucky. We got
Yeah,
lucky. That's
Philly,
good.
dude.
That's good. So you got a powerful story. We talked about it a little while ago. And why don't you tell us a little about yourself? Tell the crowd.
Right. Okay, so Severn alcoholic.
Hey, Severn.
You know, I like, first of all, I like to identify because a lot of us don't claim our own identity. So it's nice to identify ourselves in front of other people and
Sure.
claiming our own space. So if you're wondering if you're an alcoholic, welcome. And if you are struggling with alcoholism and you're sober and you're thinking about relapsing, just stick it to it. Just stay.
Yeah, I found that like the whole anonymity thing, not that it's like gone away, but there was a time where it was so important because we were so stigmatized against, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in today's world, I feel like awareness, especially in the last like 10 years or so, has really reached newer levels that to kind of wear it with pride as like a beacon of hope or like someone that you can reach out to is something
you
that a lot of
should.
people don't have a problem with. Which
There's
I really
people that are
like, man,
suffering
you know
out
what I mean?
there, and we want people to. I got sober in '86, so back then it was anonymous.
Anonymous.
And that's the way we
Yeah.
kept it.
Yeah.
According to those, 12 traditions, whatever. Like, it was anonymous. But now, we're seeing even with the mental health world that you should come out and talk about it if you're inclined.
The best way to heal is by talking
Exactly.
about it.
To bring other people in and tell them you're not alone.
Exactly. So my Eskimo, you know what an Eskimo is? It's the first person that will introduce you to AA or recovery of itself. And that was my cousin, Eric Lang. And he's 2 years younger than me, and he's been sober like 22 years now.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So he has some history. I'm 12 years
Nice.
going on. And I was visiting LA, and one morning he's like, "Hey, Severn, can you take me to or come with me to a recovery meeting? Like, I'm going to be speaking. Can you support me?
Cool.
Support me."
Okay.
I'm like, "Yeah, I'll support you." You're like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, he was planting the
He
seeds.
was
brother.
planting the seed.
He knew.
He knew. It's like, ironically, I spilled wine on a white couch, and I made trouble at that time in his relationship at that time, and caused some problems. And I, raging alcoholic, didn't see that, and went on my merry way. Flash many years later, I fully moved to LA for a career. My first career is a hairstylist, and I was up and coming in the world of in the hair.
In the world of hair.
Yeah, in the world of hair.
In the world of hair.
And Beverly Hills, celebrity hair and all that jazz. I was
Nice.
up and coming. But I drank myself out of that career. If you can see me now, you can say, yes, I can see that because I have great hair. Decent
You're
hair.
good. Absolutely.
Decent
Right.
hair.
You should see his hair.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're an audio-only podcast, but you should see this guy's hair.
Guy's got some good hair.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's coming from a bald guy.
That's right. That's
Go
right.
on.
Yeah, no jealousy whatsoever.
Nope.
No. Anyway, I drank myself out of a career, out of hope, out of misery, out of a relationships, out of an apartment. I was living in Beverly Hills. I was, mind you, living in Beverly Hills is very expensive. Working in Beverly Hills is very profitable. and I worked my way or drank my way out of it to the point of homelessness.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Skid Row?
No.
Not quite.
Not living
that
under
quite.
a bridge or anything.
No, but I to a car,
For sure.
and then a friend of mine, she went through a divorce, going through a divorce. Her house was empty. She asked me to stay in her study to keep the house filled. So I was very lucky. A couple days, I was completely homeless, and then I was in her house type of thing. So I was lucky, but he made that one promise: I will not drink in that house. I will not drink.
Okay.
I will not drink. I will not
That
drink.
was the condition.
That was the condition.
Nice.
Yeah, a couple days later.
Love when people set
Not
conditions.
going to happen.
Yeah.
And I drank, and one drink, and it just kept on snowballing. And the only one job I could handle through my alcoholism, my raging, but mind you, I was drinking. You know what a handle is?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course, yeah.
Half a gallon.
half a
course,
gallon
yeah.
of vodka every 36 hours.
Nice.
That was my regiment. So I was very lucky that I didn't have severe health problems after that regiment.
Of course.
But that was my world. That was my relationship. That was my marriage. That was everything. And that was my world. The only job I can handle was being an assistant to another hairstylist.
Okay.
And I was already, 8 years in a career.
An accomplished hairdresser.
Yes.
Hairstylist.
And then the only job I could handle
Yep.
part-time, 6 hours a day, 2 shifts, was assisting.
Like washing heads and et
Washing
cetera?
heads, and
Watching
that's
the
it.
book.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
helping clients and all that jazz. 2 months within doing that, a woman I was washing, and I got to know her a little bit. She grabbed my wrist. Can I cuss?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank fucking God. She grabbed my wrist and was like, "Severn, you look like shit."
Nice.
Oh,
She pulled me around and she's like, "Severn, what is wrong with you?" And when you get that one moment, or like you couldn't help but just blurt out something.
Yeah. You mean like the moment where you said what you knew, but you didn't really want to say?
Correct.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say this, but I'm saying it. Oh, shit, I'm saying it.
Yeah.
In the back of your head, like,
Yeah.
why
Like,
did
I
say
need
that?
help. Yeah.
Yeah, it's out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I drink too much. And it was out. And she pulled me aside again. She's like, "Take this number down. Give me your number. My husband is going to call you. Answer it. My husband's been 15 years sober. Just say yes. You'll meet with him. Listen to him. I am 17 years clean.
how about that?
From heroin
Oh,
and
wow.
meth.
Wow.
And I know that there's hope and this will work. Okay? Please, Severn." And I said, "Yes, I will listen." That day went forward. I got on my motorcycle, went to a gas station. This gentleman called me. I listened. The next day I met him. We got a coffee, Marina Del Rey, coffee shop in Marina Del Rey. We went to the beach. There was a men's stag meeting called Bread and Roses. If you're in LA, please go there. It's Saturday mornings, I believe at 9:30. Wonderful men's stag meeting.
Still going on?
Still going on.
Cool.
Well,
Cool.
it's still going on.
I feel like most meetings have a lot of life and then they kind of fall off.
No,
and-
this one is 200 strong.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
This is a very strong
Haven't been to
men's
one of
stag.
those in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Cool.
And he asked me when we're drinking coffee, he's explaining his story, and he's like, "Can I ask you a question about my wife?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "How long you known her?" Like 3 months. Okay. She told you she's been clean? Like, "Oh yeah." Like, "How?" She's like, "Oh, I explained this whole story to her, like, "Man, you must have looked like shit." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, she tells no one. The fact that
wow.
she
Really?
told you is a miracle of itself.
Wow. Like she
Doesn't tell
disclosed.
doctors.
Wow.
She doesn't tell any medical history of nothing, no one. So the fact that she told you is a miracle.
How about that?
That
Wow.
is, so And then we went to the meeting, and I broke down because I was never surrounded by so much gratitude and support is beyond me. It was overwhelming. And my response in the meeting was, I was tired of pissing in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening and you're tired of life happening to you constantly over and over, and you're getting the same goddamn results, you're pissing in the wind.
That's right.
You're doing it on purpose.
It's like that whole insanity thing.
Yes.
Keep doing the same
Just
thing.
keep on doing the same thing, and the same results are happening. So stop pissing in the wind.
Isn't it funny how like you hear all this stuff all the time? You're like, yeah, I need to get sober. Yeah, I know. You say, I know what I need to do, and something as simple as basically a complete and total stranger can say like, yeah, you need help. You look like shit, and you just
snap right into it.
like forget your mother, your siblings, your close friends who have all told you this for years. This is like,
but in his case,
dude,
he moved to California.
I know, but he definitely had friends. You know what I mean? Like,
well, here's the thing. Here's the sticker. None of my friends knew I was a raging alcoholic.
no.
No.
Oh wow.
Well, you left them all in your hometown.
So I'm an isolator.
Okay.
You drink alone. Yeah.
I drink alone right away. I wish I was socializing.
Oh, okay.
I wish I was. These stories that you all have of socializing and drinking, partying, hardcore. I wish
You were a loner.
I wish I had that. I would still be out there.
Right.
But at the same time, I understand my story is completely different than everyone else's. So everyone becomes an isolating at the very end. So I went directly there. So I'm kind of grateful that I didn't have that social ability of drinking. So because I would still be out there.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, everyone that drinks ends up isolating and drinking and isolating.
Of course, in the end, yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
So, but I still fantasizing, socializing at the same time.
Of course.
So even at 12 years sober, I'm like, oh, I wish I can still socialize.
You still get those thoughts, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, even now, like when I think back to drinking, I think back to like the days where there was a group of us at a table. You know what I mean? Not like the day, like there's drinking at a bar with people that you know. And then there's what I like to call backpack drinking. So like everything that I'm currently drinking is in my backpack and it's only for me. And it's just me and my backpack. And there's a handle of Evan Williams whiskey in there and a crack pipe. And that's it, dude. And that's just me. And I'm on the train and it's me and my backpack's all I need. You know what I mean? In the end. But when I think back on it, I don't think about the backpack.
Well, we always
remember the good.
Romanticize,
of course,
our
dude.
good times.
Yeah.
And then when you talk about, well, gee, all those times you got arrested and all the nobody wants to talk about that.
Or even the cold days with my backpack. You know what I mean? Like I don't think about that.
Absolutely.
I think about when I was like 14 smoking weed with my friends in a park. You know what I mean? Which is a great memory. I always remember the good.
There's good memories.
It's part of alcoholism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know,
You
it's
always
like
remember the good.
It's like going to a funeral.
Of course.
Nobody ever talks about. You only want to talk about the good stuff.
Of course.
Not the fact that you
don't show up to a funeral and say like Dave was a fucking asshole.
Right.
Never. No, never. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, Dave was a father, a brother.
There's an interesting thing about the more I become sober, the more I realize that there's nothing wrong of dealing with your trauma.
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong with the excess of what you're doing and not asking for help dealing with your trauma.
Right.
And we alcoholics and addicts, people who latch on to something in excess, there's something wrong when we latch on from doing too much of it without asking for help. And I notice my habits are changing, and so I have to change my patterns. So one of those patterns is, so 12 years now, back then, this habit I was watching was like 10 years sober. I noticed I was shopping too much on Amazon.
You start spending crazy.
I start spending random, stupid little crap. Stuff that I didn't need, but I thought I'd need. And I noticing I was filling a void that I thought I needed to fill, but I really didn't need to fill it because it was already A spiritual practice was lacking, and all I needed to beef it up. That's all I needed to do. And my feet have memory, and I didn't let my feet walk, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Of course.
Because in recovery, I let my feet have most of my memory, 90 and 90, 90 and 80, 90 and 180 and all that jazz. For my first 2 years, I went to meetings every day. And so 10 years down the road, I was shopping too much on Amazon, buying too much things, and I was isolating heavily. I was getting heavy depression and just, I was in a really dark place.
That's like COVID alcoholism, right?
It was during COVID.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny because like never met this guy. We suffer from the same disease. I developed an online shopping addiction during COVID too. You want to know why?
It's an offshoot of addiction.
100%.
You have to fill something.
100%. For me, it was sneakers, dude. I had 300 pairs of sneakers. My wife was like, "This needs to stop." You know what I mean? I was like, "What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? This is a cool.
This is called an investment." And she was like, "No, it's not, because you don't sell any of them.
Right.
You just hold them like the crackhead piece of shit that you are."
You know the root word.
And she was right.
You know the root word of addiction, like the fundamental, the Aramaic, the Greek word,
Like the Latin.
the Latin base word. It's a chemical change within the body from an outside source.
From an external factor.
External factor. It has nothing to do with drugs or alcohol.
Right.
It's just something out there.
Right. How
So-
about that?
I mean, dude, think about DraftKings, FanDuel. I mean, that is wiped. I mean, I know
It's
guys.
the next big thing.
Oh,
In fact, we're in the
150%.
middle of it right now, the
We
gambling
are.
craze.
Oh, I know alcoholics.
But now they're getting teenagers involved in it and stuff.
Oh,
and
it's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, but like I know real deal alcoholics, 10, 15, 20 years sobriety, active meeting attendance, sponsor other men, take them through the book. Their paycheck goes on Friday. Like
Right.
they get in there, dude, especially
Damn.
during NFL season, it's gone, dude.
I felt
That's
the
boring.
same way. And I felt it, except I was gambling in the stock market. I was making big money, then losing big money, making big money, losing big money. So it had the same feeling of that addiction that I had, growing up and stopping in the mid 80s. But so I just stopped all of a sudden in June of 2000. So I haven't gambled. I haven't done raffles, nothing. I go to a lot of
The
conferences
high
with my
risk
job.
stuff. Yeah.
And it's just like anything that has to do with you putting money in and winning something is gambling.
Correct.
So it's been since June of 2000.
No
and I
rolls
kind
of
of
the dice.
recognize that.
Yeah.
What's that?
No rolls of the dice in any capacity.
Zero.
Yeah.
Like not even conferences I go to.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
here, this is a raffle ticket. I'm like, well, I don't
no.
want it.
No thanks.
You know,
Yeah.
I put a donation in, but I don't want any tickets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this whole shopping too much on Amazon, noticing this addiction hit. So I started analyzing it more, and I took the program of AA into it, and I wanted to change. I wanted to shift, and I decided to do the 12 steps
In relation to this.
into relations to that. Then I notice the spiritual practice, the spiritual modality of it all. And I notice like, okay, I need to create space for growth because I'm noticing that I'm not growing. I'm not moving spiritually and physically growing. I'm stagnant. And that's where our alcoholism grows the strongest.
When you're
Could not agree
standing
more.
still.
I could
when
not
you're
agree
standing
more.
still, when
Yep.
there's no, it's horrid.
Because that's when you start to take credit for everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I did was I stopped shopping. I deleted all my credit cards on my Amazon, blah, blah, blah. And then I read a book on about minimalism and the death cleanse, a Swedish book about death cleanse, which is heirloom stuff and all this, everything. Anyway, I packed all my stuff, one bedroom apartment into boxes. And I lived out of these boxes for a month and a half.
Wow.
And I only removed things that I needed for that month and a half. Then I put it away on my shelf or laundry or my kitchen, whatever. Whatever's in the boxes, I got rid of.
How about that?
Wow.
Or if I couldn't, then I had emotional tie to it. Then that's where the program AA steps in. What's my emotional tie? Then I do the program with it. And I get rid of it. And that's where I had an epiphany problem of like, I have a grieving issue with my father.
Wow. From this.
How about
From
that?
doing this.
Dude, this is fascinating.
This is a cluster.
That's an awakening, though.
This is
I
an
mean,
awakening. Yeah,
it really is.
But I couldn't do this unless I was sober. I would drink myself silly with this emotional epiphany.
Right.
And I would totally forget about it and come back to it and still drink over it. So I got to my refrigerator, and my refrigerator is stocked full with condiments. Okay.
Ketchup.
You're a big
mustard,
mustard guy.
all
I
that
have
stuff.
17 different kinds of mustard.
Well,
And I need every single one of them.
just all
I
like,
need every one.
I want to hear this
I do.
story,
I love
though.
mustard. What do you mean?
I want to hear this story
So,
about
I love it.
these condiments.
just all sorts of ranches, ketchups, barbecues, anything and everything from, but it's only maybe an ounce out of it. Like I don't use condiments.
Right.
At that time in my life, I was eating carnivore mostly and paleo. I don't need condiments. And plus I'm gluten free and I very sensitive digestive issues. So I can't eat condiments. It goes right through me,
But you got them.
but I got them.
Of course.
Then I had a slight little nagging, not the ego, but a higher being, a higher consciousness, like, Dad. And I slammed the door. And I'm like, oh, I need to go on a motorcycle ride. So I got on my motorcycle, rode, wind therapy, as some of you call it.
We all call it that.
Wind therapy, came back at it again. And I'm like, okay, this is tied to my father. My dad, he passed away in 2008. My dad is schizophrenic. He raised me. He was my main caregiver. He didn't talk to me. He didn't talk to his sons. He basically ignored us.
But he still cared for you. Or no?
Oh, well,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. Tell an 8-year-old kid how he perceives love. I love you. I hold you. I hug you. All the affirmations that you tell an 8-year-old kid that I love you. He didn't do that. Okay. So no, I did not perceive that. I didn't receive that. In his own unique way, he was present. He was there. So that he was there showing his own way of love. But as an 8-year-old, I didn't know that. So it made my childhood very difficult. And
Your perception of love was all discombobulated.
even now.
I'm sure.
It's-
That's never going
it's
on.
When you
lasting.
said you had
Yeah.
a child, I'm like envious.
Yeah, 3.
Like, fuck off. That's wonderful.
So
3
it's-
girls,
but
though.
it's something.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's
That's,
something, dude.
that's beautiful.
Oh, it's the best.
I'm actually quite jealous.
They're interesting.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
They're great, though.
they are good.
So this whole family dynamic that I had to, being dyslexic as well, I needed a concrete parenting, and he wasn't there. So I have a lot of issues, and I drank over with my father.
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure.
And I have grieving issues with my father, and that tied to my condiments
Why?
because he loved condiments. So
Condiments,
he's a dry
yeah.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he would fatuate. His thing was
You ever notice
condiments.
they're all expired when you look at them?
Mhm.
They've all been in there forever.
They're-
Like I guarantee we go up and look in your fridge right now, they're all expired. And you got a whole door full. They're always in the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's so many. And this is fascinating, dude.
He would buy. So where I was from, Iowa, Urbandale, Iowa, Pace or Sam's was the
Brand.
Costco place. We would buy gallons of ketchup, soy sauce, mustard, tea, decaf tea,
Yeah.
powdered tea. He would drink the koozies, the 32 ounce, 40 ounce koozies. He would drink 7 of those a day. He admitted much years later, when I was in my 20s, he's like, I'm a dry alcoholic, I think, because of X, Y, and Z.
Oh, he got sober?
No,
Okay.
he never. A dry alcoholic is a that shows signs,
Yeah, like the obsessive
the
compulsive.
excessive compulsion, but never
Yeah.
drinks.
It's like you're
Got
walking
it.
around with a constant hangover.
Got it.
yeah, but his thing being schizophrenic,
Correct.
that constant mind cluster of yappering of other minds talking to you made an issue. But his outreach, his calmness was religion.
Oh, he loved. He was man of God.
He became a pastor,
Oh, no shit.
and that's his refuge. So I understand religion 100%.
Did you resent it?
That was the only way he can talk.
That was the only way he could communicate with you.
No,
Oh,
that's the only way he can communicate.
Period.
okay.
Period is through the church.
with
Wow.
anyone. Wow.
Okay.
Because when he was on the pulpit, he can just
He would go.
go.
No way.
One on one, he wouldn't really talk to me. He would talk to my mom at night when I'm in bed, when I'm sleeping, type of thing.
Right.
So these condiments represented my grief because I had no sense of having 25 different condiments. So I would have to do this process of grieving and understanding and not to get triggered and relapse and understand why I'm holding on to all this grief. And I'm still dealing with that right now.
It's one of those things. It sounds like it never really goes away. You just kind of grow into understanding it better.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's a remarkable thing. The more I become sober, the more I realize that everyone needs recovery from something.
Oh, in some capacity, yeah.
You're probably right about that.
Nowadays in America, like I look at, you know what it is to me, my light moment was realizing that alcoholism had absolutely nothing to do with alcohol for me. It had everything to do with my defects of character, which were self-centeredness and fear. You know what I mean? Those were the two things. That's what created the alcoholic ego, right? The insecurities, any sort of forms of dishonesty, like any of that all came from those two defects of character. That was always it. That was what defined my alcoholism. And even when I stopped drinking, they don't go away.
No,
they're
don't.
still there. The recovery is acknowledging them and working on them, right? But nowadays, what I see is this, right? The phone and the ego that comes with social media.
Sure.
And what it's doing to this younger generation is so toxic. It's so toxic, and they're gonna essentially have to recover from that. We put a guy in treatment a couple of weeks ago, and his biggest thing, I meant to tell you about this. His biggest thing was, well, I need to have my phone. I need to have my phone to call my wife. I'm like, you can call your wife.
On the landline.
You can call your wife.
Yeah.
You can call your wife whatever you
With
want.
your therapist
But
sitting
he's like,
next
but
to
I
you."
need to be able to do it on my phone. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. But you can call your wife whenever you want. I'll make sure of it. You know. He goes, all right, cool. Then he goes, but what about at night? And I'm like, brother, there's a flat screen TV in your room. You can watch TV. Because I don't really like TV. I really just like to watch videos on my phone. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not really within our policy. He's like, okay. He goes, one last thing. He's like, I have to do some work trainings on my iPad. I'm like, brother, you work for a railroad. What are you talking about, dude? You're out of work actively.
Yeah.
You're actively out of work on disability right now, and you have to do some trainings on your iPad.
You don't have to do a thing.
You don't have to
with
do a
railroad.
goddamn thing, dude. I'm like, listen to me. You're coming in here to recover from one thing. I think you really need to acknowledge this when you come in, because this is insane. You're like bidding on me to try and figure out a way you can make this work within this obsession that you have. And you and me have been talking about something totally different. This guy's, he's junky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not even worried about your detox. You're not even worried about how long you're going to be in treatment. You're worried about how you can hang on to some semblance of control of a device.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally the wrong thing to be thinking about.
Bro, didn't ask me any of the usual questions someone asked me. It was all surrounding the device. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Never seen anything like this. And you know what? I bet it's going to become more and more and more of a thing.
Yep, no doubt.
There are countries now that are coming together, that schools are coming to, they're locking their phones once they start entering schools.
Yeah, they have
100%
boxes
sure.
set up. We have them. There's one in West Philly, Sam, and the parents were like crazy up in arms because what if I need to get them? What if they need
go
me?
back to
Whatever.
80s, just call the school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they have a drop box, and I think the worst complaint was they ought to pay $10 a week for it. Believe it or not, for you to kind of rent this drop box for you to put your phone in, and then it gets locked up, and At the end of the day, they open, whatever, boom, you get your phone out. But I mean, it's not really a terrible idea, you know?
Dude, my 10-year-old every year, Dad, I just want a phone. All my friends have phones. I'm like, I'm not getting you a phone. I'm not getting you. You're 10 years old.
10 years old, no
You're
way.
10 years old. You're in fourth grade.
No.
I'm not getting you a phone. And if I got you a phone, you would hate it because it would have the ability to call me and text me and no one else. And that's it. That's not why you want the phone. I know why you want the phone. You know what I mean? You want to become a slave to YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but the problem is, I've accepted this. There is going to come a point in time where my daughter will be surrounded by a group of friends and they'll all just be
zoning out.
and she'll just she'll just sit there by herself. You know what I mean?
You could walk through a restaurant right now and
Everyone
instead of
is
conversing, they're doing this. They got their head down and, you know, looking at their phone. You're looking, it's like there's 6 people at that table. One's reading the menu and the other 5 are on their cell phones.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me?
But it's the compulsion. You know, where's your phone sit? Which pocket? Mine's always in my rear right pocket. And then, like, don't get me wrong, my job has become a part of that. I haven't
You have
been
to have it on you.
disconnected
Right.
from it and not answer the phone in 10 years. You know what I mean? Not 10, but 8 years. And dude, it's crazy. It's going to be
addictive.
this huge issue. And you talking about the condiments, you know what I mean? Or the Amazon shopping, or like really, and I really believe that like,
You know,
COVID did this to all of us.
You know,
what
you
I
can
mean?
grayscale your phone out, right?
What does that mean?
You can. So the dopamine issue, the reason why a lot of people are addicted to their phones is the color schemes on the phone is addictive to
Like
the
releases
retinas and all
dopamine.
that. Yeah, it releases a lot of dopamine.
Gotcha.
So if you go on your phone, it's called a grayscale. You can grayscale it out so it mutes all the colors, and you won't be as addicted to it.
No shit.
And all it does, it won't release
How
the
about
addictive
that?
part
I'm
to it.
100% doing that.
I'm going to try that too.
Well, I think it's just going to
phenomenal.
show you how
It works.
junky you are. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
it works 100% of the time. It's hard to adjust because you start noticing it's a habit now. And they're like, why am I, weird. I'm looking at it. Like, I don't need, then all of a sudden the pictures are like dull. I'm like, why am I, I'm not,
It's not doing it for
Right.
It's not doing it for me.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know what's funny was amidst my online shopping craze, my sneaker addiction, which happened honestly a little over a year ago, and I went through the 12 steps again over that whole thing. I got off Instagram. I realized that like Instagram was completely selling me on because I was just such a nerd for aesthetic. You know what I mean? The aesthetic of Instagram would just get me every single time. So I had to get off all that stuff.
I envy you.
Yeah, I got off Instagram. I mean, I check it every once in a while. Like we use the podcast for it and stuff like that. But like, no, the app's not on my phone. It's been over a year.
That's awesome.
It's great.
Which app?
Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. You ever notice how like anytime we do anything on Instagram, you got to tell me because like I don't check my Instagram. I don't
Right.
go on Instagram because it's just the real main thing was I was watching. I'm looking up and like beautiful life is happening in front of my face.
Yeah.
I got a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
Yeah, that's life right there
the
in front of you.
essence of life.
Yeah.
And like,
Then
why
all
would
of a
I
sudden you're on
watch
the
somebody
screen.
else's life on Instagram? My mind's happening right in front of me.
Here, so I doom scrolling. I was watching another podcast, and this is a conversation that happened. It's like the younger generation is going to be the first generation that they're going to die with someone else's memories,
Whoa. That's crazy.
more memories
Yeah.
than their own,
How does that make sense?
because
Explain
they're
it to
doom
me.
scrolling. They're watching else's other memories.
Oh, they're watching other people's experiences.
Yeah,
in
they're all
life.
watching instead of creating their own experiences.
And that's just going to be their entire.
That's their entire
Life.
life because they're
Yeah.
doom scrolling.
Wow. Yeah, dude, I had to delete like TikTok, all that, man. I still am on Facebook because Facebook to me is still like a very.
I only use
Dude,
Facebook for
it's
shopping.
geriatric, brother.
Yeah.
It's like a safe space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like Facebook isn't as for
Unfor-
me, and I'm probably wrong when I say this, like the algorithm or whatever. Like I'm not as sold by it. You know what I mean? I don't immerse myself into what happens on Facebook.
Unfortunately for my my old career doing hair, I have to have that.
Of course you do. You have to brand yourself.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
horrible at it. I'm more of a word of mouth person, and so every time I like, hey, here's my work. Like, here's some, here's my
work. Yeah,
here's my work, and it's ridiculous. Like, oh, you don't have much, and you don't have a whole lot of followers. I'm like,
No.
dude, I've been cutting hair for 20 years. I don't need followers.
Dude,
That's not really how it works.
That's
with a
the
lot
way
of,
it's supposed to be, too. You know what I mean? Like, you've had your book, and they probably aren't on social media either. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like,
That's so great.
Like, trust me, you don't want followers. You want experience. But anyway,
That's what you should want.
yeah,
Like, and as adults, I guess we can figure that out, that we want like life experiences. I'm not going to sit at a baseball game and film it when I'm not really even living it.
I'm at
like
it.
watching it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's what people are kind of doing now. I would hope the older generation, I guess, my age and up or whatever, would not be doing that sort of thing. That I look at it this way. I'm not going to film a concert. I'm going to stand there and watch it and enjoy it.
And create a memory for
The
yourself.
concert
Exactly.
is the biggest one. You
Oh.
see a
Yeah,
video of a
everybody's
concert,
phones are up in
and
the
you
air.
see like a sea of phones, dude. That is the biggest
insane.
testament. Is the
I maybe
concert.
do it for 30 seconds and be like this.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. And
That's
then,
it for your own thing, and then you're
Yeah.
back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are some
seriously,
kids
yeah.
that literally the whole thing.
The same thing with fireworks.
It's on
I
the
don't know if you're a
story.
big firework guy, whatever, but it's like you're filming it. You're not really taking part in watching it. Then you post it like anybody wants to see that shit
Well,
later
it-
on.
And
That's
every
hard.
photo of fireworks sucks.
it's
Yes,
part,
come
it's
on,
part
man.
of that.
Yeah.
So it's part of that addiction problem because you're doing something to get recognition from someone to create your own
It's a
security.
cloud.
It's a
an ego
recognition
It's
thing.
an ego.
That's
You're
right.
feeding your
It's
ego.
all ego.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
All
it's,
this.
it's definitely a recognition thing.
So talking about sponsors.
Yeah.
So I had in recovery, if you're in recovery and if you're stuck on a sponsor and if you're not jiving, it's okay. Go find another one. It's all good. And if you're thinking about getting into recovery, find a sponsor, But anyway, sponsors. I had multiple sponsors. Speaking of which, I need to reach out to my sponsor. Thank you for that reminder.
You got
Anyway.
it. Yeah.
My second sponsor, who not to name drop, not to move my own career, he was impactful to a lot of people in the film industry. He's a famous actor, Matthew
Nice.
Perry.
I was going to say, I think I know who you're going to say.
Oh, nice. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Our first agreement was to move my sobriety first and always first, not my career, and I will still hold on to that. I've chose him. We chose each other for our sobriety, and not only our sobriety. And he taught me so much about my own recovery and his own recovery and the history of AA
Nice.
that I urge you to look into the history of Alcohol Anonymous, and that it will blow your mind. But you have to match with a sponsor for a short time or a long time. It's very, very important. And what keeps me in recovery is what he taught me was contrary action. Contrary action.
Got it.
He knew, and he was as well, an isolator of sorts. And I told him my schedule, and it's very isolating. So my schedule was I wake up in the morning, I have 1 hour at home, and then I'll have only 2 hours to be at home at night. And that was it. Throughout the day, I had to be at work or in a recovery meeting or with people or on the beach or something instead of being home.
These were your early years?
These are my early years.
Got it.
He knew that I had to do the polar opposite that what my ego wants me to do. He taught me a lot about my ego. And my ego wants me to stay isolated. And so I had to do exactly what my ego didn't want me to do, which is go to meetings,
Get with people.
get with people,
Be vulnerable.
get vulnerable,
Yeah.
talk about things, ask for help.
And
So-
that was a big suggestion by Matthew Perry.
Yes, huge. And he was very adamant about that. His go-to saying is sobriety is easy. All you have to do is, one, don't use or drink. Go to meetings, meaning people. Go to people, go to meetings, go to people, create a group of people, and be nice. The be nice part is actually quite hard
Yeah.
because you have to be nice to yourself.
Ah,
You can be nice to other people.
that can be easy. Yeah,
That's easy.
Yeah.
It's actually being nice to yourself.
for sure.
So if you do the three things, you can get sobriety. Okay. And those three things I try to, word of wisdom to push on to give on and pass on because of Matthew. And another tidbit of information for the ones that are thinking about sobriety or thinking about a relapse. I still do this because I still have urges. I'm 12 years in. I still have itches.
Some you never lose.
Some you never lose, and some I get hard triggers. And when I get a trigger, when I want to think about relapse or just I have a moment of temptations, and my temptations are different, but I'll go have a milkshake.
Nice.
How about that? All right. That's cool.
That was his thing. And we would go to
It's like a reward.
yeah, well, yeah.
It's a
'Cause
milkshake.
Get a milkshake. In LA, there was a 1,000,001 milkshake stand. I don't know if it's still there, but in West Hollywood, it's called 1,000,001 milkshakes. And we would go there and have a couple of milkshakes. And like, hey, I was like, I'll text him. I need a milkshake. Cool. Let's set up a time and we'll go have a milkshake. Or I'm like, I need a milkshake. It's like, check in with me after your milkshake. Check in type of thing.
You'd have one by yourself every once in a while.
Yeah. Like, but the thing is, he's like, if your temptation to having a beer or using or smoking, whatever, go have a milkshake. If you think you're having another one, using after that, have another milkshake.
Really?
By the third
buddy.
time,
You're sick, man.
Yeah, buddy.
you're not gonna have that urge anymore. Trust
I would
me.
shit my pants.
Yeah,
got that right.
exactly. You're gonna have another sensation.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Right.
Oh my
exactly.
God, dude.
But the point is, the milkshake is a sugar rush, which if you're an alcoholic,
Absolutely.
that's the replacement. And so that I still do that.
You still get the milkshakes.
I still get the milkshakes. One in honor of Matthew, and it's a remembrance type of thing. But it's a nice reminder, like I'm not alone.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, I remember when I first got clean. I was bigger alcoholic than anything else, but I couldn't get enough Diet Coke in me, and it was loaded with sugar, I guess, or whatever the heck is in there, but it really just kept me going until one night it just literally made me sick. I had about 20 of them at a barbecue. No lie, I had about probably close to 20 of them.
Wow.
And I was up at 2:30 in the morning pacing my old street in South Philly where I grew up. And I'm sure that like just pacing up and down the street because I couldn't sleep. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't do anything but pace. And it was like my system was shut down. I had so much, my system was shut down. So yeah, I hadn't thought about relapse in a while. And that was probably just like a year after I was in the program about a year, but I remember I had so much, like you're talking about, get a third milkshake. Well, I had, close to 20 Diet Cokes, and man, it just shut my system that I didn't want to drink anything
Right, yeah,
at
you
that
don't
point
want to,
for
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I never done treatment. I got sober at my friend's house. Thank God for her.
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned
Yep.
way, cold turkey style. But I wish I did go through treatment to create a group of people, to be surrounded by a group of people.
Yeah, have that experience.
I mean, it's an
experience.
experience,
Yeah.
but I went to treatment in 86, never looked back. I don't know any of those people anymore.
True.
What I did learn in treatment was it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
And you do, rip off some scabs because those are the things that are making you drink or things that you want to push down. You know what I mean? The drinking and the drug use is soothing that temporarily anyway.
Yeah.
But at least through treatment, and I was only there 27 days, I did get to explore that sort of thing that kind of helped me stop,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I've been to treatment more times than I could count on all my fingers and toes.
Yeah.
And when I finally got it, I detoxed on my friend's mom's couch. I sweat through my whole body. I ruined the couch. And then I went to sober living, to which I stayed for almost a year, which is just so funny because I've been to detox a million times. I've been through it a million times. And when it finally came to, when it finally happened, like that aha moment where I was like, oh my God, I can't put one foot in front of the other without the advice of another man. I sweated out, dude. I was ready. It was like my time. I always wonder why that is, right? Why do we have our time? Why did some random woman whose hair you were washing resonate with you so
Seriously.
much?
Because that's the way it
In
was
that
supposed
moment,
to be.
dude, it's just my
The
concept
universe
of a higher
told
power.
you.
Like that's really what it is. Like we all just have our moment or we don't, and like that kind of sucks. But I think in the grand scheme of things, it's nice to know that it potentially could happen to anyone.
It can. Like I know men and women who had the horrid life experiences were extreme, from working the streets, being
Whatever you can do.
whatever it is that you want to work the streets by doing, to killing their best friend and let go of charges for not a state of right mind, and cleaning their life around because of sobriety and making their life right, to being homeless for 30 years, being used on the streets, to all the way from being a professional, being a highfalutin lawyer from New York City all the way down to the streets and back up to New York City. Like there's all walks of life that have claimed sobriety and put their sobriety in front of themselves and claimed it. It's a remarkable thing. And I sometimes, when I talk to normies, because they ask me, like, what's recovery about? I'm like, okay. It's like, I tell them the process of what recovery, like what right person will do X, Y, and Z to find recovery. Like, would you write down your most vulnerable secrets and tell another person to make sure you stay sane the next day? Like, no, like I will. 100% I will.
It's life or death, of course.
It's do or die.
Right.
Yeah.
Do or die. And why is that? Because my ego, my alcoholism will make sure I will not forget. And once it's like, I don't understand. Like, okay, why my straight and narrow path is this way all the time? Because if I fumble up here, my ego will get at me and peel away an onion and peel these layers, and finally I will relapse way down the line just because it's one little fub up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It works that way.
Yep.
In 12 years, I've been so close from relapsing. And the darkest days, I have to say that it was COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
It was COVID, but my feet have memory. And even though I did not want to be there, it was my feet that brought me back to the rooms and got me back into my recovery world. And
that's a great thing because you needed to come back.
I had to. It was do or die. Even though I was so-called surviving, I was not living.
It's such a blessing too that like, unforeseen circumstances, maybe like alcohol, without drinking can just bring you right back. It happens all the time. So to those of us that are lucky, because it's so easy to grow away and like take credit for everything, paint your life out to just be this normal life, which it'll never be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Take us back to those ketchup bottle things again. I know. I just want to.
Yeah, no problem.
I've heard so much about it from you and our emails and stuff. And what came of that, as far as what you were able to do with that, with those condiments? Do you still have condiments in your refrigerator? Are you still grieving your father and your childhood, and think like, what does that look like right now? If you want to get into that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So that whole condiments thing and the grieving to my father. So that was during COVID. So that's 2021, 2020, 21. And, that was my darkest days. I was talking about as well I was in my darkest days of recovery. But that was the aha moment where my trauma was the most, and I was unable to grieve, and I had a lot of resentments towards my father and how I was raised, and a lot of hatred towards my father. And part of recovery, the program, the steps, you're able to process with another gentleman or a mentor of sorts. So I had multiple people to bounce off with, and it helped me to pivot a point of view and help me to understand that in his own eyes, he was doing the best that he could.
Yeah.
That's all he knew.
That's all he knew, what he could do. And I had to meditation. Meditation is probably it's one of the skills that has not been taught very well in the Christian world, unfortunately.
Right.
It needs to be taught, because once you calm down the monkey mind, the ego, the monkey mind, you can start processing deep wounds. So once I started meditating and communing with God, once you start meditating, I started understanding that his process of his love was presence. Not saying, son, I love you. It's, I'll be a presence where whatever activity that you're doing, I'm going to be there. So that's how he showed up. So I had to meditate and reflect on all that and try to remember all of my activities and reprogram all my hatred and all activities with him there. And I realized that he was there.
Okay.
But not saying anything, but he was there. That was a little bit more harder to do because
It's deep resentment.
it's huge. It's still going on right now.
Of course, yeah.
He wasn't doing that on purpose, though.
No, he
like
was-
that's the thing that we have to kind of realize. If you're a paranoid schizophrenic, you lack control of. You're not able to do the things that you wanted him to do. He did the best he could. Under the circumstances.
Under the circumstances.
He didn't ignore you because he disliked you.
Correct.
He ignored you because there was 3 other people in his head telling him,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Whatever the circumstances was.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. So now moving forward with understanding his circumstances and my circumstances is like, I now have to learn how to forgive. And this made into a landslide of a hard process for myself, for grieving, because my brother passed away when I was 11 years old. And because how I was raised, I wasn't really able to process emotions. And then my brother passed away while my father was the way he was. And then I asked how my brother was and his death. And so I muffled all my emotions. And now, so I have to unlayer emotions. And this is why I drank.
Yep.
So now I'm sober. Now I'm unpacking emotions. And now I'm dealing with this whole built up trauma with my father. And now unlayering emotions that I never dealt with.
I got you.
It's ongoing.
It'll always be
It's still ongoing.
It's still ongoing.
Yeah, definitely.
So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to use. So I'm a creative. Okay. I'm the wonderful thing of being dyslexic. I'm severely dyslexic. So the wonderful thing of being dyslexic, my head does not stop creatively, and to my way of processing emotions and different events is through creative output. So I need paint. I need paint. I just anything creative.
Right. Anything to draw with,
anything to
whatever.
draw with,
Gotcha.
whatever, so I can process emotions and stuff like that. So my outlet was I co-wrote a poem, a play. So I'm in the process of doing that.
Yep.
Which is about recovery, which is about grieving, how to forgive. So I wrote telling myself how to forgive.
Gotcha.
That makes sense?
Oh, yeah. Like allowing yourself.
Allowing myself how to grieve.
Right.
And to forgive, which was very difficult. And my co-writer was like, dude, are you all right? And I love my co-writer. He went through it with me. So that was really cool.
Nice.
And then creatively paintings. Now I'm understanding my ties to creativity and my grieving. I have to now paint to process and untie my grieves, because the reason why I drank so hard is because I stopped my artistic abilities.
Okay.
Because I wasn't allowed to do my artistic abilities when I was young.
Of course.
Wow.
Is there anywhere to see that painting, drawing, anything like that?
Yeah. So, severnlang.com is where you can find me in general.
SEVERNLANG.com. Okay, gotcha.
That's where you can find me. And then my play is going to be up and running in the first week of January in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
And
You want to mention what that's going to be called? I mean, we have no problem celebrating you here.
Oh, thank you. It's called We Saved You a Seat.
Oh,
We Save You a Seat?
what a great name.
That's cool.
We saved you a seat.
That's great.
That's an awesome name.
It's an immersive play. I take you through a recovery meeting, and I show you three alternative endings of a drama, and I take you through an adventure of a discovery of a woman who her villain is in the meeting with you.
Okay.
And it's the actors are sitting with you, type of thing, and there's dancers are doing flashbacks. Like,
okay,
if we're all three sharing in our experiences, strength and hope, there's dancers interpreting our strength and hope.
How about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's artistic and different and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
it's a big circle, so everyone's looking at each other, type of thing. But the idea is to travel with it. So my goal is to hit major cities within the next year, after LA, because I need to test it.
Yeah, of course.
So
That's a heck of a town to test it in.
yes, because theater is not really known in LA.
Right.
I was going to say, you think of theater, you think of New York, right?
You always
Exactly.
think of New
Yeah.
York. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I want to do the polar opposite.
You want to start it out west. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Then my next is to move it around. So, And
That's
then
awesome.
after that, you know, it's after that, who knows? I'm developing a podcast about recovery. It's still called "We Saved You a Seat" because
Love that name.
I'm a hairstylist,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to be using my salon chair
That's awesome.
and talking about recovery as a whole, and that could be topics of like divorce or death or struggling about finances or just
All regarding addiction, though.
Yeah.
addictions,
Cool.
and it's like genre of life problems.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Making it more just struggles, because a lot of hairstylists, we deal with a lot, not just alcohol and drug addicts. We deal with more than general addicts and drug addicts type of thing. It just so happens that I'm just one of them.
Cool.
I'm in recovery too.
Yeah.
So, I like to broaden it out a little bit more, and obviously talk about hair a little bit.
You're still doing hair, right?
I'll still do being a little hair, but it's not, the focus is not hair.
No, I
Yeah.
got you.
It's about recovery.
Nice. I mean, as far as your career is concerned, are you still working in the shops?
No. So luckily, you know, my biggest whatever, if you're thinking about recovery, that's probably the biggest thing that you can ever accomplish is get recovery,
Yeah, of course.
you know,
Oh yeah.
because it saved my life and it can save yours. Like I'm in a crisis right now because I realize that us humans, we have an identity crisis of we latch onto something that we latch onto, that we think that we claim. And I thought it was hair. I thought that was me.
Yeah.
But I have developed carpal tunnel on both hands
Oh man.
Oh, from doing hair?
God
for doing
bless.
hair.
Wow.
So I can no longer do a lot what hair requires me to do.
Wow.
So I have to step away. So I'm changing. I'm stepping away from hair.
Trying to change careers.
I'm
I
changing
guess.
careers. Yeah. So my goal is to be a full-time film director or playwright or film or play director type of thing,
Absolutely.
but a creative,
Something creative.
some creative.
Sure.
Which
It's like
yeah,
I will never step away from hair fully. It's just I can't do it full time anymore.
you can't do it at the
Yeah.
rate, or carpal tunnel only gets worse.
Dude,
right?
yeah. And I know hairstylists.
Unless you get it operated on.
No, not even that.
Really?
Yes, hairstylists that do it, get operated on, only lasts maybe a little bit longer.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't fix. It's not a fix.
How about that? Okay.
It's just a temporary thing. Yeah. It's not a all ends solve. So,
Well, I have a funny feeling you're going to be just fine.
Me too. I couldn't agree more.
Seriously.
I appreciate it.
I
guys.
mean, that's for sure. Having gotten to know you a little while, you're
you know, if
going to be fine.
if one person finds recovery, I'm good. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We want to spread the word. We want to hear your story, get it out there to other people. And this is why we do what we do.
That's why we do this. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you. You guys are doing wonderful work.
Thank you.
We
brother.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on with us.
No,
This
dude,
was-
it's great.
You flew all this way for us.
Yeah.
Crazy. We know you didn't. But you're making time on this beautiful afternoon to hang out with us for a little bit. And I for one, I personally enjoyed the heck out of your story.
So did I.
And having you here,
No, it's been awesome.
you know,
It's great to talk
a-
to you guys.
yeah,
It's
it's a
great
lot of fun.
episode. Yeah.
Definitely learned a lot.
I always
Appreciate
like I
you.
said before, I can't emphasize this enough how much I love just having someone on our podcast that we just don't know and just getting to hear their whole story for the first time. You know, it's awesome.
Up close and personal meeting
Yeah.
Yeah.
is what we like to call it. You
Yeah.
know, but anything you want to say to kind of round us out today?
Well, if you're thinking about recovery, or if you're thinking about relapsing, you know, just keep on well, if you're thinking about recovery, or you're thinking about you're an alcoholic. Just
more often than not.
More often than not,
Yeah.
you are. You're in a safe place. The rooms of recovery are all welcoming. You know, just step in. The doors are always open. My old sponsor told me, recovery is simple. Don't use or drink. Go to meetings. Just be nice. And if you feel like to use or drink, just get a milkshake.
Yeah.
There you go. In the
milkshake.
words of Matthew Perry,
Yeah.
Get a milkshake.
you feel like it, get a milkshake, man.
Get a milkshake.
If you
Love
still
that.
feel like it, get a
milkshake.
second one.
Yeah,
You won't feel like doing anything after that.
exactly.
But we really appreciate you having come on to Tenacious Recovery, the podcast. You're going to help a lot of people with this. Going to be people that some people are going to identify with you, but they're all going to get your story, and I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you
Likewise,
guys.
brother.
And
Appreciate it.
I'm Vinny. I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
I'm Sam. I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
Severn alcoholic.
Appreciate you, Severn. We're going to wind it down and end it right there. You've been listening to Tenacious Recovery, the podcast.